The more you align with your power, and that's what this class is about. Your power, not Cynthia's power, not Scott's power, your power to empower yourself to know that you can pull from heaven anything you need. You just have to keep affirming that. Now, some things in my life take a little longer to accomplish, like my move. I've been trying to make this move to a larger place for over a year, creating it every single day. But the timing was not yet right, and sometimes they have to get everything into alignment and perfect it. And it was the one I wanted, the apartment I wanted was the one I got out of all the apartments in there. But it took time to align that frequency. So I just had to keep having faith and doing it. Same thing with my kidneys. I had to keep working. I slept with, here's a Chinese medicine. I cut out a black kidney, slept with it under my bed, so it continued to work on my kidneys and support them. I also put water beside the bed with sounds, you know, one of those sound machines, and a bottle of water, that my kidneys would stay hydrated. I did my intention there. You know, I did all, and I wore only black, because black feeds the kidneys. So I did everything I knew to do in the physical, and then I commanded in the ethers for that support. So when I was sent to St. George from Florida, I said, I'm worried about my kidneys because I'll be away from the water. My guide started laughing. Don't worry, dear. Your kidneys will be fine. I said, but it's dry. It's dry. And you will find other techniques to help yourself, you know, and your kidneys will flourish. So I came on faith. Yes?
How does this, the first thing I thought of when she was saying this, and even when I went up to do the foot thing, I have been taught, and it does resonate with me, that to not attach yourself to the outcome.
Yes.
And so if my foot still hurt, I think my feeling would have been, I've either got more to examine, more to look at, more to, and there may be a reason that, and so and maybe the reason is time. If it's gone down 95% and it is smaller, maybe the answer is time.
Well, I have to physically have the stent removed literally the next day. He scheduled the surgery for the 12th.
Uh-huh.
It will be 3 months. They physically cannot leave a stent in the body.
Right,
Right.
right.
It has to come out. So, and that was the intention last week, was to take it out. But again, that was at the time on the cats was the reason that there were two. If I'd had one, then it was small enough I could just pass it. But with the two, in fact, it was interesting. The one was on one side of the CAT scan, and it was hidden on the other side, on the back side of the stent.
Huh.
So, and there's still one tiny little. I think you'd mentioned, Scott. I had a bunch of them. The kidney, there's only one. There's only one tiny little spot. And it kept
So
saying,
what is your fear?
He goes, I knew there were more. He said, I knew there were more. I knew that, you know, he kept saying, you know, he kept going back to the CAT scan, scanning through the kidney, but he only found one tiny in the kidney itself.
I wondered if what we focused on last week was in the, wherever they are, and we didn't like focus on, you said it was in that.
It's in the ureter, but
Yeah,
it's
did
in my
we even like
ureter.
deal with that? Because it's like they all disappeared here, but not over here.
See, I didn't know they were there. I did not know
Well, now
they were
we do.
in.
Yeah.
We talked about the kidney, you're right, but I didn't know that there were two in the ureter.
Right.
So it
Actually,
wasn't necessarily given that name.
That's a good point. I'm chilling as she said that.
Yeah. So we will work with that. When we do our afterglow, we will work with that, okay? And you brought up a really good point. It is always, when I put out a strong intention for something, I let go of my attachment because I know that it will manifest because I commanded it so. Now, so as you keep doing this, that's where you come from, okay? I choose this 100% in my life. Okay? So I do everything I know and I demand it. And then I detach. That's all you can do.
How do you detach?
Because you know that God's going to grant it, because you're a God creator. And everything that you desire that strongly will manifest. There's no exception. No exception. It's like my car, I had it on a poster board.
Right.
Three or 4 years later, it manifested. The exact car, I forgot all about it, and I just scanned all the cars in the parking lot, and there it was. That's the car. You know? So it manifested. How's your neck doing?
It's okay.
Is it hurting?
Yeah.
Okay, then command it again.
Okay.
Because you have the power to command that release. What's it teaching you? Get the lesson, and then what is it teaching you?
It feels older than the moment that I hit my head in an older store.
Then you go back to that. Good
Yeah.
job, man.
And go back to that past life
Yeah,
and make the correction.
yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you have to go to a psychic to find the past life. Although you can find it yourself.
Yeah.
It just takes practice.
And here's another tool. Okay. Do you know what past life it is?
No.
Okay. Just say, is this a past life? Get your guidance. Is this a past life?
Yep.
Okay. So. Release. Not quite? Okay. What I'm doing, guys, I'm asking to see the cord that's in her body and her energy fields that's connecting to this. And I'm following. Any better? Okay. So we can work with this more afterwards.
Yeah.
But this is a tool where you can just ask to see, they'll light it up, and then you start following it. And then you sever cut it through your magic ion presence. You don't need it anymore. And cut it. Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about the solar plexus. The purpose is personal power doing. Now, in the world, eons of time, busy, 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 do, do, do. Busy, 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 do, do, do. Busy, 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 do, do, do. Because what does that do? It keeps us from going inside. I remember a few years back, I mean, we're talking 10 or 12 years, everything sped up, and I said, I can't go any faster. I can't go any faster. You know, because I could feel it speeding up, and I was trying to do it with my body. Still Spirit says, oh, no, 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 and it's taken me that long to discover how to do it more appropriately. So, I mean, I'm sure there could have been more heaped on me these last couple of weeks. I'm glad they didn't. I had my plate full with a move and parents that were sick, and you name it, it seemed to come out of the woodwork. But what I did do is they said, we're increasing your energetic fields, dear. And I said, oh, please. I said, I don't think I can do anymore. And they said, no, you do less, and you command it from a different place as the energy increases. So the old way was doing. The new way now is be. Be, and think what you want done. And then when the energy's there, you do it. The tone is E. Who can tone E? Monica, are you?
I'm not sure for sure if it's right, but.
magic I am presence, download the tone of E. The new sound that's coming from my solar plexus of BE. Frequency is 364 hertz. Color is yellow. Now this is considered the city of the jewel. In Chinese medicine, it is the midway point. We're all having digestive, well, is anybody in here not having digestive issues? Good, I'm glad. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, you know. Anyways, this is the jewel, and it's the lower half of the chakras down into the earth, and then we have the heavens coming together, and the heaven and the earth are meeting midway, so we can become gods on earth. So you're bringing that energy in, you're bringing it up from Mother Earth as she's doing her ascension, and belly ache is, you have to watch what you eat, you have to watch a lot of things. You have to watch how you think, all kinds of stuff. This is personality and ego. Now, ego, people have tried to kill their egos. Oh, it's ego, I don't want ego. How many of you tried to kill your ego? Okay, I did. And I tuned in one day, and this little part of me was sobbing. They're trying to kill me. I just said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. You know, I was trying to get rid of you. But you can't get rid of me. I'm you. So what I did was I wrapped it in a beautiful pink blanket, and I put it into my heart, and I said, ego, you're what keeps me alive. You're what helps me to know if I'm in danger. Thank you. Thank you for your mission. Will you help me ascend? And the ego said, oh, I have a purpose. You're going to let me stay? I said, absolutely. I am so sorry. And from that time on, ego has been helping me to go to the finer levels of it. Okay, identity, choices, freedom, authenticity, and willpower. So I asked you early on with the first class, what was your overgoal for your life? My overgoal is to empower people, to help you know who you are. That may not be yours. Yours may be to be the best mother. We all have missions to accomplish. But anyways, take a look at what makes you authentic in your life. The negative side of ego, which goes back to the statement here, better than power over anxiety, depression, insecurity, diabetes, ulcers, liver, spleen, kidney, and overweight issues. This is when your solar plexus is out of balance. We're all trying to bring our bodies into balance, and this is a really tricky thing to do in the best of circumstances, but now we're on the earth and we've got a tidal wave hitting every single day in the world. So holding our balance is critical. You know, it's like letting the world do what it needs to do and yet staying in your authentic self. The solar plexus physically is equivalent to the adrenal glands, the fight or flight, that links to the pineal gland. Scott, can you say a few words about this?
Okay. The pineal gland is not what science teaches us, and is an actual gland that secretes information. And the reason that they use fluoride and chloride and all these different things in our water isn't necessarily just to keep out bacteria and harden our teeth. It's to stop the functioning of the pineal gland, and it calcifies it, makes it hard. And our pineal gland actually has little crystals in it. And when they get calcified, they can't create piezoelectric energy. Sorry, I'm gonna take a little time here.
Please come over here, so
And,
we can see you on the camera.
oh, and this is, some of the teachings of some great mystics that are in our midst right now. But they're proving that they are octagonal crystals, and when we vibrate them, they start producing an electrophysic energy that actually activates the crystals, and they activate interdimensional communication, which is way cool because you start seeing colors, you start seeing pictures, you start seeing beings, and it's quite amazing. So by doing the decalcification and helping our pineal gland, it actually can affect so that we see the reality of what's causing our solar plexus to have problems. And it lets us see actually all of our energy systems and see what kind of problems they have. And so I've tried to develop my pineal gland and release all of the fluoride, chloride crystals so that my piezoelectric energy is easier to access. And so, and you can use herbs, you can use toning, you can use bells, you can use bowls, you can use all kinds of stuff to help clean up those crystals so that they function. And does that answer the question?
That's beautiful. Anybody have any questions?
My question is where is it located here or here?
Pineal gland, you draw a little line from the top of your ears and through here, and it's right at that intersection. And it's behind the pituitary gland, and in the mouth, if you went all the way back to where your nasopharynx is, right behind that is the pineal gland. And that's why toning is so good, is as you make those vibrations, it vibrates it and starts activating it. And so even our singing, our chanting, our doing things like that, very beneficial for activating the pineal gland.
There's an exercise that I learned. Do you mind if I share it?
Sure.
Okay. It's called the bumblebee hum. And if you think about, you have your crown chakra, you have your third eye, and then think of the back of your neck while you're doing this. You take your hands and you cover your eyes, you cover by your nose, you touch your mouth, and then you plug your ears and hum. And think about that triangle, inside that triangle. So what you're doing is like this.
Could you come here and demonstrate so they can see on
Sure.
camera?
Thank you.
But it really helps massage and vibrate that pineal gland. Okay, so you're gonna go like this, you touch your nose, you touch your mouth, and then you plug your ears and hum. When you do it, you can feel, it sounds like a bumblebee, that's why it's called the bumblebee hum. It sounds like a bunch of bees, but it does